Hey, how y'all doing today? I wanted to take a little walk with you and show you what I'm working on right now. I'm building a trail out here on my property, and I just wanted to give you a little a view of what I've been working on and how far along I've gotten. Got a long way to go, but thought you might be interested in seeing what I'm up to. Starts off right here, right by this little creek. This is an old fire road that was already on the property. So I'm using this as part of the trail system. Goes by my mushroom logs. These are for growing shiitake mushrooms. Logs are getting kind of old now, but they still produce a few mushrooms. Here's the beginning of the trail that I started cutting. I cut some of this with a backhoe that I had on my little Kubota tractor. And this section here goes right by a high power line right away. You can see where it's all open here. And I'll use this as part of the trail system later. But for now, I'm just working in the woods. I started cutting this trail with just using a rogue hoe, and it's got to be pretty rocky and pretty difficult. I wasn't able to cut it well enough, so I've now switched to a little mini excavator. This is where I did some rock work. This was a low spot. It's getting kind of muddy here, so I armored it with rock that was just dug up as I was digging. I'll show you what that looks like from the other direction. And the bugs are bad today. Gnats are flying all around me and getting in my eyes, in my mouth. All of this section was cut with my little Bobcat mini excavator. I'll show you that in another video. Once it dries up enough, I can get back out here. And this was a difficult area to get through. There was a huge tree right here that I had to cut down and dig the stump up. And it was lots of big rocks here. That's the tree stump right there. And here's a place in the path where I wasn't sure which side of this tree I should go on. If I went to the left, it went way down, and this is a pretty steep bank. I don't know if you can tell. So the trail is going to dip down, or I could go high, and this turned out to be a better route to go high. So I just had to dig some roots out. Now we're going downhill. Lots of rhododendron in this area. I'm out here in western North Carolina, so right in the mountains. So we got lots of rocks Lots of rhododendron, mountain laurel. It's a temperate rainforest, and believe me, we've been getting a lot of rain lately. We got 16 inches of rain in the last couple of weeks, I'd say. Here's a fun little area. I don't know if you can tell, this is like a little step up. A little step up right here, which I had to stack some rocks up. But this is going to be fun to ride on the mountain bike. And here's a little descent. It gets nice and rooty in here too. More rocks that I dug up. Rocks everywhere. There's some rocks you can dig up, like this one. It probably weighs about 150 pounds. And then there's some like this. There's no way I'm going to dig that up. Just got to go around them. Here's some more rocks that I couldn't move. This is going to be a bit tricky, but should be fun riding the bike through this stuff. And here's where the path goes to the right or the left. And over here to the right is a future trail. And this is actually, what you see cut here is actually an animal trail. I haven't done a thing to this yet. All I did was cleared some of the rhododendron out so I could walk through it. But what you see, that cut there, that was made many years of animals, probably deer, walking, and bears, walking on this trail. And that was all created by animals. And then this is where I'm working over, going to the left. Rocks. And this is a nice little descent. This is my first water bar that I put down. It's just an old sourwood log that I buried in the dirt to try to get the water to divert off to the side of the trail. Keep it from eroding too bad. Here's another one. And here's where we get into the fun part. This is like rock heaven over here. We've just been stacking rocks and digging up rocks and trying to make some kind of sense out of it. So my idea here to ride this is, if you're an advanced rider, you go off to the right and you can ride over these rocks. Or if you're more of an intermediate rider like I am, you can go into the dirt section, and you might have a couple little rock drops or bumps to go over, but it won't be too bad. But this is where I'm working right now, and basically I've been moving, setting these rocks with help of a couple of friends, with a pry bar and a mattock. Slow going work. We're going downhill right now. It's a nice fast descent. And this is as far as I got digging. I dug a lot of this with my little Bobcat. I've got a Bobcat E10 micro excavator. It's going to be a nice line through here. And I'll show you with this, the rock garden. This is looking up the hill. So I got the camera level right now. It's probably like a 10 degree, a 10% slope looking up. I'm going downhill. Well, here's a little This is a little shortcut that I made just to go back down to another trail. I'll show you the rest of this loop, which I haven't done any work on yet except clearing out some rhododendron with the chainsaw, and I raked some leaves off, but I haven't done any cutting yet. This is going to be kind of a little bit of a difficult area. You can't tell right now. You see rocks poking out of this trail, but you don't know how big that rock is. It might be a 30-pound rock, it might be a 300-pound rock. You just don't know till you start digging. So sometimes the trail doesn't go where I thought it was going to go. Sometimes you have to go around trees or go around rocks. So the trail's going to come right around here, and this stuff is called duff. It's really deep. It's probably a foot thick of pine needles and oak leaves. And we're going downhill. And here's the other end where I've done some work. You can see I've started to do some cutting right here. Quite a bit of work here, cutting roots and trying to make this path a little bit level. But all that rain we got, it's real muddy right now. So I can't get in here with the machine anymore. Waiting for it to dry up. A little descent. We got a little waterfall right here. Thought this might be a nice place to stop when you're riding and cool off and take a little dip in the pool. And this is a section that I had cut some time ago. Mostly used my little excavator to cut this. Not too rocky, not too bad, so this went pretty quick. And this goes on a little bit further and connects back to where the video started. Another couple of thousand feet. I got some sheep out here. You might be able to hear the sheep. They're over there in the pasture. I'll show you the end of this little section. You can see the pond. I built a pond about 8 years ago. The darn thing leaks like a sieve, so I have trouble keeping it full of water. It's being filled by the creek. Right now we got so much rain I can keep it full, but when we go through a drought, it's hard to keep it full. Some of the wildlife here. Okay, well that's it. That's a tour of the new trail that I'm working on, and hopefully pretty soon I can make a video of the micro excavator digging some trail, or we might make a video of setting some of those rocks. And hope you'll like my video and subscribe and kind of follow the progress of the projects that I have going on here on my property. Thanks for watching.